Alright guys, this is Vol here, going to take a look at the final round of the City Guard Trophy, the little league that I've been in for. It's a 5-round event over 5 weeks. This time I'm up against Bill, a classic opponent who's appeared in numerous battle reports that I've done in the past. Bill's a good friend. He plays vampire counts, and here are the two armies deployed against each other. I've got all of my infantry in the center of the field and on the hill with a catapult, and chariots on either side. Scorpions in the middle, interestingly enough, I had to place them last, and I was really waiting for an opportunity to put them opposite either some of his cavalry or his vampire lord on the zombie dragon. Bill has actually got 2 units of 5 Fellbats on the other side. He's got Blood Knights, he's got Black Knights, he's got 3 units of infantry, 2 zombies, 1 skeletons, 1 infantry, a vampire with those infantry block there. He's got a vampire mounted with a Blood Knights in the far top right of the photo, and a zombie lord on a dragon with infinite hatred. He has Blood Drinker. He has that item which gives him a 4+ ward save, but at the cost of having to take a stupidity check, which I think is a huge disadvantage and really not worth taking because of that. But Bill disagrees, and we'll find out how things go. Really looking forward to this event. Now, next photo here, you've got Bill's dragon behind the hill, just starting to actually model a rider onto it and get painting. So really keen to find out how it turns out. Bill has decided to actually keep the dragon back to make sure that he is not actually destroyed by the Screamer Skull catapult on the hill. A little bit wary of that, of course. But what's actually going on at the moment is that he's just going to hide behind that hill, move the Black Knights through the building, and maybe hide the dragon behind the building as well at some point. Now, another photo shows us the situation here. We've got a lot of stuff on the left-hand flank. We've got the big unit of wolves and the Fellbats. Also, there's a unit of Blood Knights there, ready to go around the left-hand side of the forest, and obviously 2 units which he can use to either redirect my chariots or actually screen the Blood Knights to prevent them from having to charge my guys, thanks to being frenzied. Next photo, I've actually got my units in a classic setup. We've got the Prince joining the catapult, so he can use to shoot, then fly to join somebody else next turn. After that, I've got the 2 liches on steeds in the arch unit, ready to move either to the Tomb Guard if necessary. Well, not the Tomb Guard, but more to the fast cav and so forth. And that's basically the situation here. All the magic concentrated in one place. Next photo is actually not of our game. This is going to take a quick sidestep to the other top of the tables game between Phil and Scott. Phil being the Bretonnian player and Scott being the Orc and Goblin player. I played against Phil's Bretonnians a few games ago. Didn't do a battle report of the earlier stage of the league. I lost narrowly. It was a draw, and then the army composition modifier took it into a narrow win in his favour. And in order for me to win the little league, because myself and my opponent for this game are at similar points for the league, and so are these guys, what I need for this league to work out successfully is for these 2 players, the Orc and Goblins against the Bretonnians, to get a draw. Whereas, I need a massive win in my favour to secure me the first place of the tourney. So you can see what's going on there. And also here are the prizes: the Guardsman trophy and 3 medals, bronze, silver, gold, and a little Warhammer 40,000 miniature for whoever comes last. How about it? Anyway, enough break. Back to the games. Vampire Counts win the roll for the first turn, decide to take first turn, and you've got the Fellbats moving around the side of the flank, the Black Knights and Zombie Dragon moving behind the building. Next photograph shows you the left-hand flank as well, the dire wolves moving around there, the bats behind the forest, Blood Knights around the back there, and infantry just edging up slowly, not moving forward too aggressively, knowing that they're outmatched by the chariots and the Tomb Guard. Next photo just shows you a little bit of a better pic of that. Nothing else too special here, so just have a good look at this. You can sort of see the situation he's in. I'm yet to have a turn. Vampire Count's moving a little bit carefully forward. Nothing too aggressive at this stage. Next photo, though, we actually realized that the Zombie Dragon did not, in fact, move forward, because once we got to the magic phase, I pointed out that he had forgotten to roll for a stupidity test, and indeed a double 6. So the Vampire Lord, stupid, moves forward 3 inches, doesn't get to cast any magic. We basically had to go right back to the magic phase from scratch, and Bill has a nice little stupidity marker in front of his Zombie Dragon to remind us to make that dice roll every turn. Bad luck for starting out there. Next photo, it's the Tomb King's turn, so responding to that by doing the following setup. Now, the Tomb King has advanced, the Liches have left the arch unit and moved behind them into the catapult crew, the Chariot's moving forward. On the right-hand flank, I've moved the fast cavalry flush against the side of the Chariot so that the direwolves, if they charge the fast cav unit, will be drawn into a combat with the chariots because you have to maximize there, and that will allow me to win the combat rather than him just bashing through the fast cav and attacking the archers on the hill. Waiting for the Blood Knights to come around the corner, then I'll deal with them. Move the carrion over between the Tomb Guard and the archers so that they'll be in position to frenzy bait the Blood Knights in the following turn if needed, if I can't solve that problem by some other method. Next photo, what you've got here is the left-hand flank. His zombie dragon not far enough forward to threaten me, thank God, but his Black Knights are. So I've moved the chariots out of range of everything and just waiting for something to come around the corner so I can threaten to charge him here with my scorpions. Really, the plan here is to go up the center and do some damage and just use my shooting to really sort of weaken him up a bit and put him in a situation where if he moves forward too aggressively, I'll have opportunities to countercharge him. Next photograph, you've got a situation where he's actually raised some zombies into the forest just to use later on and to annoy me, but they really can't actually get in the way because the forest slows them down too much. So I'm not worried about that too much. Interesting magic phase though. Next photo, it's Bill's second turn. So Vampire's turn 2. He has moved around aggressively with his Blood Knights and moving in front of the chariots with the Fellbats. So the situation here is going to mean that if the chariots decide to hit the Fellbats, they're going to be crushed by the Blood Knights on the following turn. But we'll find out what happens soon. I may have a plan against that, maybe not. Quite a good photo though. In the next photograph, on the left-hand flank, my left-hand flank, that is, the Fellbats moving right next to the chariots, so they're out of my arc of visibility. I cannot charge them my following turn, and even if I move backwards, he may not be able to fly over the tops of the chariots, so good positioning there by the other unit of Fellbats. Next photo, the zombie dragon passes its stupidity test this time and lands right next to the building. Interesting move here because it's right in front of the chariots. The chariots cannot beat the zombie dragon in combat, and he's actually landed just far enough away from my Tomb Guard that I can't reform, move, and then use magic move to charge him the full 12 inches in the whole turn thing. Loving the chapel, by the way. As you guys remember from the last battle report, I have been painting that up, looking good. But very aggressive zombie dragon here coming on the side of the building. Now, incredibly, in my first turn, the Screaming Skull catapult landed dead on the Black Knights. Perfect guess, perfect dice roll, crushing about 4 of them, and then I followed up with a second shot in the shooting phase after magicking it, and landed a direct hit again, wiping out the rest of the Black Knights. So really counting my luck there, wiping out a whole unit of Black Knights, really pushing me into the advantageous lead first couple of turns in. Next photo, the Tomb King chariots indeed charge the Fellbats, lining them all up. In the meantime, I've got the fast cav just spread out over there, and I've got this plan in such a way that the chariots, once they destroyed the Fellbats, will charge into the Blood Knights, obviously losing to them, but losing in such a way that they will actually be in combat with the Blood Knights in the following turn, so the Blood Knights won't be able to overrun or pursue or anything like that, and then after that, I'll be able to bait them with something else. So that's the plan here. So just to say again, turn 2 for the Tomb Kings, wiping out the Fellbats. At the end of turn 2, I'll be in combat with the Blood Knights, but the round of combat will only begin in the Vampire Count's turn 3. They'll destroy the chariots, and the Blood Knights will be left standing there, and then in my turn 3, I'll frenzy bait them. Next photo, other chariots moving back as far as they can. Hopefully I can get a magic move at some point to kill these Fellbats there, but